Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you an eyeshadow tutorial using some brand new products. Now, one of my viewers mentioned, would these products crease? And I'm as intrigued as you are to know how they look on the eye. And the product that I'm talking about today is the Nyx Lid Lingerie. Now, these look absolutely gorgeous. They're really shimmery, they're amazing, and if they are as good as the lip lingerie, then I'm going to be absolutely thrilled. Now, I did go ahead and put this eye look on one eye because I wanted to see how long it would take to put on, and not only that, I wanted to check, because they're a liquid eyeshadow, I wanted to check for myself first, is it going to work? Because to be absolutely honest with you, I never ever use liquid eyeshadows. I've always found them difficult to use because I don't have that. If you look at my eye there, a lot of my eye lays on my lid and I find it difficult. So if you put a liquid eyeshadow on, I tend to find that most of it actually ends up on the top of the lid. It's not an age thing. It is, well, it's probably going to get worse with age, but it is how my eyes have always been ever since, you know, well, they've always been like it. So I put the eyeshadow on this eye, and I must admit, I am absolutely in love with this eye look and this product. As with the NYX lip lingerie, they dry. So if you are worried about transfer and things like that, I don't think you're going to have any problems with this. What I think I might do is I'm going to, obviously I've now got an Instagram an account. So I think what I'm going to do is pop, once I've finished this eye and showed you how I did this eye look, I'm going to take a picture, pop it onto Instagram, and then later on this evening, then what I'll do is I'll take another picture of the eye or the eyes and then pop that on there so you can actually see how it performed throughout the day. I'll also, if you want me to, do a video on, like a follow-up video, you know, my thoughts and how I thought this product performed. But so far on applying it, you know, it's really good. So without further ado, I will start the eyeshadow look. Now, I thought what I'll do is I will use all NYX products, and if you are a viewer to my channel, you will know that I love this palette. It is my favorite out of the three, although to be honest, I've not used the other three yet, but at the moment, without using the other three, it is my favorite. I love these colors, and you can see I've already hit pan on this shade here, and you can plainly see that it is actually my favorite. It's the one that I've used the most. It is that perfect transitional shade. So I'm just going to get my brush, and again, as usual, I'm going to use my Primark brush. It is the one that I find performs the best on my eye. I'm just going to pin back this side of my hair. I don't think it's going to be too much trouble, but I don't want it to get in the way. So first of all, I'm going to lay down a different shade. I started off with this one today just to see what that one looked like. So I'm just going to pop that on. And I've got my mirror here, so I will be looking down. So I'm just going to pop that in the crease there. Now, I'm doing exactly the same steps as I did, but I did find that that shade actually didn't really do a great deal. So I'm going to go into my most popular shade, this one here. So let me just see if there's anything on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I started off with shade 5, and now I'm going into shade 8, which is my favorite color. So I'm just going to pop that on. Now, this is a gorgeous color because it's brown, but it's got that hint of like a pink. It's like a pink brown, and I think this shade is really, very good for all eye colours. It is so wearable, and what I love about these is that not only are the mattes fantastic quality, they really do blend well together as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of that one on. Bring it up a little bit higher to match the other side. So there we have the base. Now I'm going to go in with a deeper colour, which is shade 9. So I started off with shade 5. I then used shade 8, my most used colour. You can see its hitting pan there. And now I'm using this one here, which is shade 9. And on the back, they do have the numbers. So this is going to be shade 9, and I'm just going to put that in the crease and blend that up for you so that we have a little bit of depth. And not only that, I want this to be a deep look, but you know, wearable for the day as well. So obviously with this brush, you can just add the colour or the shade to the tip there, and that then makes it so easy just to work that in to the crease and the outer corner there, blending all the while. Keep blending, blending, blending until you have that. Now, because this is a dark colour, I found that it really, you know, I wanted to brighten up the top. So what I did first of all is just add a little bit more of shade 8, my favourite shade 8, and I just want to add that here just to make sure that everything is blended, everything is worked in well. And there we go. So we've got a deeper corner, outer corner, and then we've worked it all into the crease, and I absolutely love this palette. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's gorgeous. I'm so glad I've got a backup, because now I feel I can use it, you know, nearly every day, and I haven't got to worry that I can't get it any longer, you know, because there was a point where it was so difficult to get hold of this. I had to pick mine up from Selfridges, and I was really not happy because the delivery charge was nearly £5, so it was like a you know, a third of the actual price of the palette. Right, now I'm going to go in with a light shade, and I'm going to use this one here, which is shade 4. Yeah, it was 4. And I'm going to pop this on the brow bone. And the reason I'm doing this is I don't very often do this, but I want the look to be fresh. And also I tend to find that if I wear quite heavy colours on the lid, then I brighten it up by doing this, and not only that, it then really does make the edges even more blended out as well when you put in a brow highlight. But I mean, it's not really a highlight because it's not a shimmer shade, it is a matte colour. I'm not using any shimmer shades at the moment. So there we have our base. So like I say, we've used the NYX Warm Neutrals palette. I hope I did mention that. Obviously I'll put all the products down below of what I've used, as I usually do. Now what I'm going to use on the lid to create this look is 2 of the shades, and the 2 shades I'm going to use today is Evening Spell first of all, and it is this absolutely gorgeous, rich, like a rose burgundy, a gorgeous shimmery shade. I love it. And also I just wanted to mention this top. My microphone keeps pulling on it, but it is one of those Bardo tops, and this is actually from Next. It's very similar to that yellowy green top that I wore a couple of weeks ago, and I just wanted to mention that if you did want this, it's now £8 in the sale at Next, and that's how I got mine. I absolutely love it, but my microphone is pulling down the neck piece, there it is, and I put it on there, but of course it's pulling it down a bit. So getting back to the eye look, I'm using Evening Spell first of all. Now, don't be worried about this. Like I say, I'm new to liquid eyeshadows and I was extremely worried about using these, but they are very, very easy to apply. They're exactly like their lipsticks. You've got the doe foot applicator and you have control because you can, and this is what I did because obviously I was very wary of using this to start with. So you can wipe off the product first of all. But what you don't want to do is you don't want so little product on this brush that it is patchy. You want enough product to work with as well. So it is, you know, a fine line. So I have taken a little bit of that product off and I'm now going to go in and put this all over the lid. Now, when you do apply this, try not to blink to start with. Obviously, it's a liquid eyeshadow. If you're like me and you've got a little bit of your actual eye, you know, the crease area coming down onto the lid, you need to keep the eye closed for a little while. You will be able to tell the difference between this being wet and obviously dry. You are going to feel that product on the lid. So I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. Now when you pop it on, you can feel that obviously it's a wet eyeshadow because it has that cool feeling to it. So just add that all over the eye. And don't worry too much about getting it very neat. So I've popped it on there, but I haven't added it in a too neat a way. I'm going to keep my eye closed. And I'm just going to get let me just see which one it was that I used. I'm just going to get one of these. These are the brushes from Wilko, and you want this type of brush. So what I'm going to do with this is just, and I can feel the product now drying because it's getting less cool. So now we can manipulate that product into areas where perhaps we've missed. So I'm just going to add that to the corner, and I'm just going round the eye, making sure that the area that I want it in is covered. So you can see now that it's all over the eye. And what I'm going to do now is actually add a second coat. Again, I'm just taking some of the product on. You won't need a great deal of product for the second coat, but just add a little bit more onto there because, you know, if we're using a colour like this, with one eye I can't even get the lid back on, but you know, if we're going to use a colour like this, we may as well make it, you know, intense. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds for that to dry. Again, you can feel that drying because the coolness goes. And then the next shade that I'm going to use, and you can see on this side that it's really absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know, we could leave it like this if we wanted to, but I want to highlight this. I've actually got my daughter's wedding next week, so I think this actually could be a very good look for that, because what she wants is she wants everybody to obviously dress to impress, and I think that this would be a very, very nice day look. So I can now feel that that has dried. So I'm now going to use this shade. Like I say, it's Sweet Cloud, and I'm going to add this all over the lid. Now you can see the difference with this look at the moment because I've got the darker shade there, and it does tend to make my eye look a little bit closed, a little bit heavy. And obviously if you have got lids like me, or eyes like me, where you have a little bit of the eye coming onto the lid, you want to keep that lid as bright as you can. I do love the darker look, but I just tend to find that it closes my eye up even more. And not only that, I'm still trying not to open it, you know, as far, keep my eye open that far. I want everything to dry properly. So now with Sweet Cloud, I'm just going to take a bit more product off. I'm just going to add that. Again, I want it all over the eye. And what I don't want this time is I don't want it to be too opaque. What I'm trying to achieve is this gorgeous shade on the lid, but I want some of that burgundy to actually come through as well. So I'm just going to put this on the lid. I'm just going to take a bit more product off. So just go all over the eye. This, you really don't have to be particularly neat at all. So I'm just going to let that dry for a few more seconds. And then what I'm going to do is, in fact, I'm going to put a bit more on. Don't think I've got quite enough. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is use the Wilko flat brush again. And again, I want to manipulate that product before it dries too much. But again, you're going to feel that, because I can now feel that the complete coolness is warm. You know, it's not cool, it's warm. So I'm going to manipulate that all over the eye, and I've just touched I've actually opened my eye too much, so hopefully I'm going to be able to sort that out. So there we go. Obviously keep the eye closed as much as you can. I'm just going to use my brush just to see if I can get rid of that, because I've actually opened my eye and I've put it on the top a little bit. So I'm just going to get some of that red and then just put it into the crease. So there we have it. The eye has now dried, so you can see that you've got that gorgeous, and if you do make a mistake before it dries completely, just do what I did there and then just get the same colour that you've got in the crease and then just put that on the, you know, go over it, and that will then come off like mine has. So there you can see we've got that gorgeous shade. You've got the burgundy first, you've got the gold over the top, but actually mixing the two together, you really have got a gorgeous, rich, sumptuous look. Now for underneath the eye, I'm going to use the two shades that I used on the lid. I'm not going to go for the first one because that's just too brown. So I'm going to use shades 8 and 9. Let me just pop that plastic down. So I'm going to go under the eye with that shade there and that shade there. And just go underneath the eye. And obviously join, I'm doing the lightest shade first, 8, and then just join that up like that. And then I'm going into the shade 9. So there's shade 8, my most used shade, and then this is shade 9. A little bit of red there to bring the look together. I think this look could really, really work next week actually for my daughter's wedding, because it is not over the top and I think it's very, very flattering. And then the last thing to do is to add the mascara, and again I'm using the Sleek, I think it's full fat, I believe. You can purchase these on their own. You can see the reason why I like it is because of the actual wand. It is absolutely fantastic. As I say in every tutorial, it captures every eyelash. So I'm just adding that. Now so far, yeah, there we go. So that is the complete look. I really, really love it. Like I say, I might use it for my daughter's wedding next week. I think it looks fantastic. I think it's rich. I think it's got that shimmer. I think it's perfect. I would be happy to wear this, you know, throughout the day. But, you know, you could, if you wanted to, if you're going out, something like that, it would work for that as well. I'm really, really thrilled. So like I say, what I'm going to do is add a photo of this on Instagram so that you can see what it looks like, and then what I'll do is this evening I will take another picture, add that to Instagram, and you'll be able to see that it, you know, if it lasts or not. I'm as interested as you, because, you know, these are, well, I'm new to these liquid eyeshadows, and I purchased these, and I'll put all the information down below. I purchased these from Boots. 2 of them I got from Boots in Lakeside, which is a shopping centre. So Lakeside Shopping Centre, I picked up the rich red one, and that is Evening Spell from the store. I also picked up the Rose Pearl, and I think I haven't used this one, but I may use this in another tutorial actually. So that would be very interesting. And then the one that I had to order, and I actually got it free with my points, and that was Sweet Cloud. And I got this delivered to my local store and just walked down there and picked this up. So, you know, delivery was free, the product was free because I'd got enough points to actually purchase this. And so far, I'm really, really impressed. So I hope you enjoyed that. And obviously, I will be doing a follow-up video as well to let you know how I thought the product worked. I mean, you know, I really want to know for myself, because if I do use it for my daughter's wedding, I really want to know that it's going to last from when I pop it on until, obviously, you know, it's going to be a very long day, as you can imagine. So I really need a product that works. These are completely dry now. They feel like any other eyeshadow. And yeah, I hope that was of interest to you if you are looking to purchase those. I mean, you know, we want products now like lipstick that lasts and lasts and lasts, and now we could have found an eyeshadow that lasts, fingers crossed. But I'll obviously let you know. So thank you very much for watching. Thumbs up, of course, and subscribe to watch further videos and tutorials. Thank you very much. Bye.